Okay, looks like that. We got video. Um, I just I had been working on this one documentation, and just as I was about to be right there at the end of it, it suddenly disappears. The page reloads. Oh, well, imagine that. Imagine that. How do y'all like what I'm wearing? Oh, by the way, this is Hireway's woman, Catherine Toleradon Masters. I am also affectionately called by certain ones Plainwalker. Y'all recognize this? The one name that you will know the most, that you recognize who this symbol belongs to, they call him Metatron, also known as Yophiel. A lot of other names. And this jewel right here. Oh, where this came from. This was an incredible gift. And when I was trying to get this separated from this, then I saw that it was. So then I knew why these two intertangled. Okay. Now, there are people who will sit there and say that what I'm wearing, oh, I'm going to tell you what, they're going to burn down the temples over it. Oh my God. I'm wearing a shirt, it's got pockets. I got pants with pockets. But I live in western Oklahoma. Hmm. These people think, there are people that don't like what I'm wearing. Really. And they want to try to belittle me. Oh, that's sleepwear. Excuse me. Sleepwear. That t-shirt you're wearing. No shorts. You ever sleep in them? Well, yeah. It's a t-shirt and pair. No, you slept in them. How come you're out? How come you're out in the public in something you slept in? Huh? Oh, I want to talk about this. What just happened? Because I'm going to tell y'all. Oh, I see I'm missing another tab on my keyboard. Pissed me off. Pissed me off because what I wrote about, when I seen it disappear, I knew right then. How so you don't want them to know anything about that? Well, that just makes me become even more determined that I am going to get it on this net. I am going to make it available because if you're going to work that much to make sure what I just wrote about did not get available to anyone, tells me that's pretty powerful information. Now, I want to talk about things that I paid money for. So, since I paid money for it, then I can talk about it. And if I worked on it and I signed no agreements to that I don't speak about it, then I have a right to talk about it, right? It's mine, right? Especially if I built it, right? Or if I have a relative who built something, oh, it's mine. It's my inheritance that I'm going to share with the people because I'm going to put some puzzle pieces together because this is what I do. Because evil thinks that we're all too stupid to figure out their dances. Can you hear I got Pink playing in the background? Just get this party started. Hey, listen, I just watched her uh, movie on Amazon, and Young Princess Queen, you are awesome. You are awesome. Oh, the women of today, whether we are young or we are of age. I like Lumerians. You know that I was in criminal law, and I had 1 year to go before that. Yeah, what I saw these officers being blown away. Because you'll hear this story. I'm telling you it because there are many people who did exactly what I did. I had 1 year from a criminal law degree. I was already hired by a big metropolitan area. Had others. I was leery of those who only had 10 to 12 years lifespan. But like I said, that when I saw these officers being blown away, like I so angry that I went into medicine, and I decided that I will have a law. And my law is any of them come in, you don't get to die. You don't get to die. And actually, it isn't just two officers, because there's a lot of us, good people, that we don't get recognized because we don't wear uniforms. So we are not really thought about the battles that we're in. We are actually doing more battles than they who have weapons and uniforms doing battles. Because with those people, the one thing that you better pay attention to is the emblems that are put on those uniforms. Because there are sacrifices that they have to make, blood sacrifices. They have to be wearing certain emblems, But anyway, it's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that. My 5 degrees, I had 2 of them medicine. I was getting my doctorates, radiology, gastroenterology, psychology, criminal law, religion. Now, all of a sudden, I had three professors, 3 different areas, research papers. What? I had 3 research papers, different at the same time. And those who have studied medicine, you'll know what I'm talking about here. United States is pretty much one of the. It's all these other countries. They get 3. They're doing 2, 3. By the time they graduate, they got 2, 3 degrees. We only do 1 here, and we'll pay for outsiders' education, but sure don't pay for Americans. I was in medicine, so I was going to college, and I was seeing these people coming in that were not citizens of the U.S. They had everything paid for, from everything they needed in college, where they lived at, utilities, food, car, running around money. Didn't have to pay it back. They may have to work 2 or 3 years here, and then they could go back to their countries. But there sure are these that they come in, they don't like us much. So I think that's a little backwards. So I wasn't very happy about that in college. But anyway, now, these aliens, UFOs, USOs, disclosures, on and on and on. Oh, let's talk about Archela. Oh, isn't it something? Who's always at the first on the Discovery dig? And what is the story that we get every time? These people, I tell you, God dang. Oh, it was a slaughter. It was a slaughter. There's men, women, children, animals, everything. Slaughtered every day. Yeah. And always men rulers. All them males, and so a lot of them, they were crazy. Out of their ever loving mind. Destroyed everything. Well, I can believe the part that, when you do a male dominant planet, yeah, because the energies are not balanced. That's why that you could tell that who the bastard offsprings are by the religions that they got you bowing and doing. And anyway, so I don't want to get into that. Let's talk about, all this slaughtering, killing, and that's a tomb. Oh, that's a tomb too. Oh, all the pyramids are tombs. Yeah. All the pyramids are tombs. Well, the way that I came up with an idea, and I went to my medical professor and then my literature and religion professor, and I said, how about if I do a research paper on the origins of medicine to present time? Now, this is in 1991, spring of 91, okay? Or fall 90. Anyway, one of the two. So anyway, they agreed. I'm going to tell you this funny one right quick. Because I had this GI doctor, that Dr. Martin Cohen. I absolutely loved him. He was quite a mentor. And he had the soul that you want to see in those who are in the medical profession. He trusted me when others lied about me. Anyway, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and he was excited because I was his first patient to ever be diagnosed, and so I went deep into the research on this to try to figure out what the heck Crohn's disease. Where's that coming from? Where is that about? Which I will tell you much later, it's not my discovery. It was a gentleman who had been diagnosed and battling Crohn's disease for 17 years that figured out the symptoms of Crohn's to certain types of parasites that we get in food and drinking water, that when you take quinine, that all of a sudden you don't have those problems no more. You don't have Crohn's no more. I would find that out several years later. Oh my. I just let something out of the bag, didn't I? Oh, worries. Yeah, one time they used to give it to kids in schools in the U.S. and the square papers, and open it up and it's yellow, bitter. So they had milk, little carton pints. You remember that? I remember that. Little pint sized carton of milk we drink. And they'd send a little package home to the family members. It's quinine because that gets rid of the bad parasites that does all the damage. Well, imagine that they took it away because, well, because they can make a lot more money doing tests on you, shoving barium up your butt, doing colonoscopies, CAT scans. Let's cut out this part of the attention in intestines, this part of the let's just start cutting open and cutting away. God dang. Anyway, let's get back to this. Oh, I got it reminds me. Where did the enemas come from? Where there were these Sadducees that were standing on the bank of this river, I think probably the Nile, and they seen this Isis bird. Now this was like, they kind of resembled flamingos, only not pink. They weren't pink. And had the long curved beak. Well, they observed this bird stick its beak down into the water, open and close it, and then reach up underneath itself and exert it to the rectum and splash that water. Well, they surmised that it was cleaning out its colon, its intestine, helping it to go to the bathroom. Well, back then, there were those that, of course, I think, wasn't it Raziel? Wasn't it Raziel? The one who gave fire to humans, God cast them from the celestials, and so he became basically demonic for doing that, because we weren't ever supposed to cook our food. We are plant eaters. We were never meant to be meat eaters. We weren't meant to cook food. So anyway, they had a lot of intestinal problems. They weren't eating right. And so there was this one group, that one culture, society, that would go to their healer, priest, with either they had an illness or an injury, and this person would examine them and tell them to go into this structure for X amount of time. And when that time is done, there's supposed to be prayer and fasting, which this is in the Bible, but there's a lot of stuff, like I said, man-made religion. There's a lot of words that are put into so-called God's mouth. So you know that it's an all-male religion, so you know. So anyway, at the end of this period of time that they will be re-examined, and either they will be healed, well, so that they can go on their way, or they may have to spend a little bit more time there in the structure. Well, there was a time, and I listened to this one speaker, and he was fascinating. He talked about pyramids, and that the Atlanteans. Now, Atlanteans, you are misled a lot about the Atlanteans. Everybody thinks Atlantis was so wonderful. Well, let me tell you, copper wire and quartz crystal, that's a very powerful combination. And if you have advanced technology, that's a very dangerous combination. They were messing with the world so much. They were warring with Lemurian women. And one of the things that they sat there, kind of like sour grapes, other Amazon women, they gave that to. Lemurian women were very intelligent women. Atlantean males are the ones who they're males. They're not men. They're males. So the Atlantean males I kind of equate to Klingons. So, yeah. Anyway, all of a sudden, the world went into a wobble. The Atlanteans beat the heck out of here. If this wobble was not fixed soon, this planet would literally pull apart. And so the creators and co-creators, and I would say that you are talking about Lumerians a lot. Key ley lines. There are certain sections, points, where ley lines will cross that are more powerful than other areas where ley lines cross. And so they came up with the design and the technology of pyramids. This is why that you find pyramids all over the world, and they are on very specific, sacred, powerful ley line crossings, and they are different, and you will have it different. The one thing that that they hide out is the other stuff that went with it. There are areas with these um, pyramids that remind an awful lot of a computer board. Archaeologists, how they like to hurry up and get there to it. Just like they did, the Vatican. Edgar Casey was called the sleeping prophet. He said that, and I think it was in 1947, and I'm pretty sure it's 47, not 42, 47, that he said that under the left paw of the Sphinx, and by the way, the Sphinx is female. It's not a male. That is a female deity sitting there. The left paw, the left side of the body, is spiritual energy and it's feminine. The right is masculine and physical. And under that left paw is a vault. And those of us who are the creators and co-creators of this world put what is called the books of knowledge. And it tells you everything about this planet, this world, everything. And of course, in the Vatican, under specific environment controlled libraries, you have to be a certain person in order to access that information. We get told they're tombs and that they slaughtered everything and everybody and never was a queen that ruled, which not true, because they don't want you to know that when women ruled societies and all natural life flourished. They don't want you knowing that. But anyway, I want to get to the pyramids and my research paper. And my grandfather built 3 wooden pyramids, and I think they were 6 or 8 foot tall. I can't remember which. His grown son had a Pomeranian, and he loved this breed of dogs. And his dog got hit by a car and broken hip. It was busted up. Vet said $20,000 to begin with. Well, there's no way that my uncle, no way. They robbed from our family, so no way that he had that kind of money. And so my grandfather told him to put his dog in one of his pyramids and keep him there for about 4 to 6 weeks. And my uncle did that. And his dog walked out with no injuries, 100% healed. Now, when I think back about that paper, that research paper I did, and these people who went into these structures where they were to stay for a certain period of time, for a few weeks, who came out healed, oh, I would bet you that that was pyramids. Now, there came a time, now the Egyptians weren't the ones who built those structures in Egypt. They happened to be people who came upon them and took over the places. And so we know that pulleys, oxen, straw reed boats, bringing over those huge old blocks and building these. I was long before I went into medicine and criminal law. I worked for more than one engineering construction company, and I know to this day we do not have the technology to build what they built. Pulleys, oxen, straw boats, slave. Right. Not. God, these people. Everything's a tomb. Everything's a tomb. All of a sudden, all this carrying on. All these, we're going to just make a disclosure. Well, I'll tell you what, so we know. Try building a pyramid in your backyard or in your house. You're going to feel this electronic oppression that doesn't want you to do that. They don't want you to. But if you can do it, if you can endure it, do it. It's like the sayings that you see that's been going on. The people wearing the full hats, tinfoil hats, and now the intelligent people, yeah, they are. Take a magnet and try to pick up foil. It's electromagnetic energy. That's what's killing and paining everybody. So anyway, okay. So we know, isn't that interesting? Pyramids. I would not have put that all together had I not had all this happen. And that I was in medicine. And then also, of course, my death experience of that I was showed technology of how that they are taking over the minds of people. This is a big reason why that Hollywood is the biggest, newest commodity is consciousness. But be very careful. Because I agree with a lot of people out there. I'm sick and tired of hearing, the government's going to make a disclosure about the existence of aliens and these spacecrafts. Oh, really? Really? Right. And we're going to trust that? Are you going to trust that? You going to go along with that? Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about the pulses. Yeah, essential oils. Yeah, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Essential oils. Essential living oils. Should it be Mary Magdalene or Dr. Mary Magdalene? It should be Dr. Mary Magdalene, who married Jesus Christ. And the Bible gives proof of that because in the Jewish or Essenes wedding ceremony, one of the acts in the vows is that the bride washes the groom's feet and then dries them with her hair. And that is exactly what Mary Magdalene did with Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. There's a bunch of Christians and Catholics and other people out there. You're blowing chakras right now, especially the crown chakra on that one. Oh, Jesus was married. Oh, it just couldn't be. He has to be pure and holy. Oh, so getting married makes you unpure and unholy? Well, anyway, these people who were going into the pyramids and they were seeing this essential oils, the poultices and stuff, that the plants that were healing people. And so they said, why cannot we have that? And then they said, well, God said that thy physician heal thyself, which is, I think, really what it was really meaning. What should have been said was that there are times, there is a marriage between the natural pharmaceuticals and the pyramids. Do not give up one for the other. You keep the two together, but you got these sick societies now that don't want that. They want to keep the knowledge, the info, etc., to themselves. So you have to come to them and you have to give them whatever they ask. And then they turn around to people like me that are on my return here, 92, my death experience, and that I said, no, don't send me down here with all this knowledge, these abilities. This world isn't ready for it, and I was right. Because at one time, people protected their healers. There are cultures that still exist to this day that will protect their healers. And I worry about them because I see that they're under such heavy bombardment. And it is said, I was told by one person that also knew of prophecies, that there will be time when the healers will start pulling back. And yeah, I believe that. I believe that because I'm already seeing it, because even I'm doing it, because I've had enough of that. There are too many lazy people. Lazy. They want us to do all the work. And so because of that, they come up with all kinds of excuses as to why that they just can't. They just can't get involved. They just can't help. They just can't. I got this, and I got that, and it's like, you think that I got anything less? Huh? Do you think that I have anything less? That I just have? I can just sit here and just keep doing this all day long, year after year, and you guys just keep benefiting? Because that's what they did. That's what they done. And so, guess what? Guess what's getting taken away? And it ain't gonna, and it's just not your real healers who are pulling back, because this means you're going to be subjugated more and more to these medically licensed people. It would be 8 months to have the knowledge and performing at the level of a fifth-year med student. 8 months. No prior medical knowledge before that. And the kids who have been born since 1980, they be doing the same thing. if they were allowed to do nothing but go to college and have actually they should be teaching college level knowledge at high school and start bringing high school down to the fifth grade, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then just on down because these kids are so intelligent, they're way ahead by the time they start school. I was by the time I got to the second grade. I was always several chapters ahead, and I was so ticked at how slow the teacher was teaching and we were going that I said, this ain't nothing but worth a C for me. And that's what I gave him, C. Then when I was a sophomore, because I thought, I'll just have to wait till I get to college and I'll be able to go as fast as I want. Ain't nobody gonna be able to hold me back. Then I became a sophomore in college. And I thought at one point, well, maybe I was just, kidding myself. I was pretty young. Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. And so I applied myself. In my report cards, I had a couple B's and the rest were A's. And I went, yeah, I'm not kidding myself. Yeah, yeah, I'm that intelligent. Yeah. And then, what all of a sudden, to my horror, do I hear is that these kids who are as intelligent as we were, us waivers, because they talk about like there were 5 waves that prepared for the arrival of these more highly gifted, intelligent, creative beings that was going to start inundating the planet by 1980. It's going to give around, give or take. And so that I would be kind of like pursue that or the 5th waiver, where that I came in and I broke through barriers that made it possible for them to not be hindered when they arrived and kept arriving. And man, I tell you what, December 21st, 2012, remember when they were saying that the Mayan calendar was predicting doomsday, and you just turn the calendar right side up and it talks about this spiritual energy. Now remember, spiritual energy is feminine energy. This is the reason why that men are no longer being hunters, bruters, being brute. We're starting to bring a balance in here. And Hollywood is trying to tell everybody that, oh, you're transgender, you're this, you're that, because you're feeling more feminine. No, that is your feminine side awakening up and becoming more dominant so that you stop killing off, taking, stealing. The earth has enough for everybody's needs, doesn't have enough for everybody's greed. That's why you need spiritual energy and stop this male dominant, it's a man's planet. Get rid of that mentality. Get rid of it. And stop thinking that the only fulfillment is what's between your legs, because that's how they got you stupid. That's how they put you to sleep. People that get addicted to sex, they're addicted to it because they can't find intimacy. Because intimacy is wisely taught in college psychiatry. Psychology is a fountain of youth. Intimacy is. That's true. It is a fountain of youth. And when you find your soulmate, when you find that person that you are truly intimate with, yeah, all of a sudden you can have couples quarreling and they be intimate, and all of a sudden there's no quarreling and answers are being come about, found, walking, improving. UFO disclosure. Bullcrap. You're going to be having, it's kind of like, I'll tell you what, UFO disclosure should go like this. We got the military coming in and saying, hey, the triangle spacecraft, that's the RT or the TR-38. There's other people that have been given different names. I don't care. I'm not going to fight over the names. The triangle, all these other anti-gravity spacecrafts that we've seen, they're military government. We've got them. We got underwater bases. We got underground bases. We got them. It's like if you want to do a disclosure, that's it. Don't tell me we're going to do alien UFO disclosure. Go waste somebody else's time. I know that there is existence of those who are different from us. I know we are aliens. We're not the bad ones. Although that, just like all clans, we've got those that we're warring with. And if they were all so mean and so cruel, and with their advanced technology, I'm sure they would have wiped everything out if they be, as they put them be out like, oh, the devil, devil doing this. Well, yeah, actually, the devil is definitely in these certain societies, and we need to get them restrained. And let's talk about all this lasering, killing through lasers and igniting volcanoes, and the HD collider that is sitting there, takes months to get into a full swing, that I would say is absolutely pulling this planet apart. They're not going to be allowed to destroy this planet. It doesn't mean that they can't severely damage it, which they're doing. So we just need to sit there and go, here's what the marriage is going to be. What is below is also going to be above, and what is above is also going to be below. So let's open up and talk about what is below, according to your own laws, rules. You're supposed to have the two. So where's all the good medicine going to? Where's all the good food going to? It's not below as it is above. So anyway, I'm going to stop there. I think that you guys would find it very interesting to know about the pyramids and what the truth of them are. Because they weren't just for helping to line out the wobble of the earth. They were for healing. And they were also, you can also transcend. You can move through universes, through parallels, realms, all of it. All of it. Yes, you can. That's why they don't want you building them. Because then, oh my, oh my. Well, I mean, you will just won't need them so much. And what you'll be able to do. Imagine that. Okay, I'm stopping there, everybody. Because I know how this goes, and if I'm going to be able to get this information out there and for y'all to stop going along with all this archaeological nonsense that they do. Oh, just here we go, same old thing. Everybody slaughter, oxens pull these straw boats, you know, UFO disclosure, alien disclosures, all these. And I'm going to tell you what. Now, here's something that I heard the other day, and it's like, I'm going to tell you what, people. There are ways that you can tell when the government or the military is producing UFO BS. Plasma based oxygen going to heal your lungs, going to be breathing in plasma based oxygen. And this is coming from Arcturian aliens. No, 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 no. Look up the basic fundamentals of plasma. You do not want to breathe anything that's plasma based. Don't do it. Stop filing for the Galactic Federation. They have all these different things that they're going on, and there's so much nonsense. God. You have to really go deep into the rabbit hole with this stuff. And it is not as available as it was years ago. And I know this is a great hindrance. I know that. But please, people, tell you what, the Dogon people, also known as the Dolphin people. Okay, start with them. Learn about, go deep, go deep into you know what? Trying to think about how to get you going in the direction that you need to get going. Because you know, the military, the government, they have the technology of putting false memories into you. And they have also, you know, they will set themselves up as gods. And if you don't know about the technology, there you go. You're going to have to get into what the targeting communities know about, the patents, the technology. You need to go into that and learn about voice to skull technology, how they take over your mind, how they can make you think that you're having a spiritual experience. But I tell you what, get the cameras rolling because you're going to see a lot of things that are moving while you're video recording your religious services, churches. When you see that and you go, oh, the Holy Spirit was coming down on, I could just coming down. I'm telling you, when you look at the video and you're seeing all this movement, that is not Holy Spirits. That's them using their technology, and they will set themselves up as gods. That's them using it on you. Because I will tell you, you will have a great, to have a spiritual experience. Be by yourself. Get into these books like Judith Orloff with Second Sight, James Redfield with the Celestine Prophecy, Saved by the Light with Daniel Brinkley, Pamela Osley, Life Colors. I see John Edwards. Those books, get into those books. That's where you need to start. Because I tell you, the angels taught me about my abilities. And they were very, very adamant about which books I was allowed to read. Because there's a lot of friggin' charlatans out there. A lot. And a whole lot of them are backed by the military and government secret societies. That's why I like Trump back in. I want Trump back in. But I would prefer me on the throne, actually. Because I was up there, and even before that I was up there and came back, there's no way in this world you're going to get me to do anything that goes against any spiritual laws. There ain't nothing. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I'd rather die. I'll take death over before I'll do that. You, anyway. God, these people, they bed with the devil. And when the devil will demand a blood sacrifice for that wealth. And those who are in it know this. And they chose it. So, unto us pure souls, let us be the judge, because if pure souls aren't judging, then guess who is more than happy to take that place? And we don't need evil sitting in places of powerful judgment. So, anyway, pyramids, folks. Military disclosure. Underground bunkers, dumps, deep underground military bunkers, which they're saving at in the Arctic seas, collecting seeds, DNA, because they're screwing things so much that they're going to be going for regenesis like Spock. And our job is to not allow them to take it that far. So you need to help protect your real healers, those of real knowledge. Those of real knowledge. Those of real knowledge. Do not buy any crystals that have titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide is to crystals what kryptonite is to Superman. And I think that actually they created Superman as an analogy to that, what titanium dioxide does to crystals. And if you buy anything that has any crystals with titanium dioxide and told that this is Arcturian or this is whatever, whoever they want to put on, and it'll have this, energy base, this healing. It's like, yeah, everything healing this point at that point has healing this, you know. If it's got titanium dioxide on it, it's a dead child. Real crystals, when they're alive, you can sit there and strike them together in a dark room, and you'll see electricity shoot inside of them. You take crystals with titanium dioxide, go into a dark room, try to strike them together, you ain't seeing nothing. It's dead. It killed it on a molecular level. And that's the last thing that you want to do with any of our precious gems, because like Christ said, I tell you, if no man praises me, the stones surely will. That's a code. What makes lasers powerful? Crystals, emeralds, rubies, precious stones, precious metals. They give off energy. That's why that they are in the earth and why they should have never been mined, because that's how you kill a planet. So I'm stopping right now. The time is 9:15 p.m. And I think this is Sunday. I think what, May 22nd. I think. Let me see here. 23rd, May 23rd. Anyway, wish you all the best of luck. Remember the quinine. Get on quinine. Quit allowing them to pull your intestines and cut them out. You can get these devices that can find where the wire is dead, like in Christmas lights, and scan your body and find where the implants are. That's why that the passages in ancient medicine said that it is better if your hand offends you, cut it off. Your eye offends you, pluck it out. If your foot offends you, cut it off. It is better to be rid of it than for it to offend you. In other words, where your implants are, get those implants out of your body. And I don't think there's anybody out there who hasn't been implanted. The only ones that haven't been are indigenous people, ones that they haven't been able to get to with their vaccines. Here, just let me give you this shot. Just let me inject you with this, so I could have control of you for the rest of your life. So anyway, take care, everyone. Namaste. Namaste to you. Don't be a bunch of scaredy cats. Get your pure soul power on, because you weren't sent in here like sheep to slaughter. That's like you being a leader of a platoon and tell them go into the front lines and go fight, and they go, we don't have any guns. So, yeah, go in and fight anyway. With what? Doesn't matter. Go in. Yeah, you're going to do that. They don't want you remembering your soul and what you can do and your reconnection to your soul. Yeah, you can project. You can project and move things and do things. You aren't sent in here to be a sheep. You came in fully armed. Take care, all. Higher ways, woman. Hopefully, We'll see each other again. Take care.